The traveler, no one knows where he came from. No one knows his real name. But wherever he appears, lives quietly change. 50 years. Seekers climbed. Few found the library. They said it contained the greatest collection of wisdom in the world. Kings had searched for it. Scholars had devoted their lives to finding it. One man wanted to find it more than anyone. His name was Lucian, and Lucian had spent his entire life being the smartest man in every room, until he entered a room with nothing in it. Lucian was famous throughout the kingdom. He could name every emperor who had ever ruled. He could explain the movements of the stars. He spoke 4 languages and had written 12 books. Students traveled great distances simply to hear him speak. Whenever someone asked a question, Lucian had an answer. And if someone disagreed with him, Lucian usually had 3 more. One evening, a stranger attending one of his lectures mentioned the legendary mountain library. Lucian laughed. "I've read nearly every important book ever written." The stranger smiled. "Not the books in that library." For the first time in years, Lucian didn't know what to say. 3 days later, he began climbing the mountain. The journey took nearly a week. On the 5th morning, he noticed an older man walking the same trail. The traveler. They greeted one another and continued climbing together. Lucian quickly discovered something frustrating about his new companion. The traveler asked questions. A great many questions. Why are you looking for the library? Knowledge. What wisdom? He paused, then smiled. One I don't know the answer to. Lucian shook his head. Then why ask it? The traveler continued walking. Perhaps an unanswered question can take us somewhere an answer cannot. Lucian thought the remark sounded foolish. But that night, he was still thinking about it. On the 7th day, they found the library. It stood alone on a high plateau surrounded by ancient pine trees. The building was enormous. Stone columns guarded massive wooden doors. Lucian could hardly contain himself. He imagined thousands of forgotten manuscripts, lost philosophies, secrets of civilizations long dead. He pushed open the doors, then stopped. The shelves were empty, every one of them. Hundreds of shelves stretched through enormous halls, not a single book. Lucian's face reddened. "This is a joke," his voice echoed through the empty building. "I crossed mountains for this?" An elderly keeper appeared from behind a doorway. Lucian marched toward him. "Where are the books?" The keeper smiled. "Which one are you looking for?" "The books of wisdom." "Ah?" The keeper nodded. "Those cannot be stored on shelves." Lucian had had enough. "I am a scholar. I've spent 50 years studying. I didn't climb this mountain for riddles." The keeper studied him for a moment, then asked, "May I ask you 3 questions?" Lucian folded his arms. "Go ahead." The old man pointed toward a window. Beyond it, clouds moved slowly across the valley. "How many clouds have crossed that sky since yesterday?" Lucian frowned. "How could anyone know?" The keeper nodded. "How many thoughts will enter your mind tomorrow?" "I can't know that either." "And what will be the last words you ever speak?" Lucian became irritated. "Nobody knows these things." The keeper smiled. 3 questions. 3 honest answers. Lucian stared at him. "What answers?" The keeper repeated them. "I don't know." The traveler stood quietly near the doorway. For perhaps the first time in Lucian's adult life, he felt uncomfortable saying those words. "I don't know." They sounded like defeat. The keeper seemed to understand. "You have spent your life collecting answers. Perhaps that is why you came here." Lucian looked around at the empty shelves. "To find more?" "No." The keeper smiled. "To discover how much space remains." Lucian stayed at the library that night. He couldn't sleep. He walked among the empty shelves by lantern light. For years, knowledge had given him confidence. Then confidence had quietly become certainty. Certainty had become pride, and pride had done something he had never noticed. It had stopped him from asking questions. He remembered students whose ideas he had dismissed, colleagues he had interrupted, young people who had approached him with questions only to receive lectures. He had become so busy proving what he knew that he had stopped discovering what he didn't. The following morning, Lucian found the traveler outside watching the sunrise. "I've wasted 50 years." The traveler shook his head. "Have you? I thought knowledge made me wise." "Did it?" Lucian almost answered immediately, then stopped. He smiled. I don't know. The traveler smiled too. It was the first lesson Lucian had learned on the mountain, and perhaps the most important. Before leaving, the keeper handed Lucian a small leather-bound book. Lucian opened it eagerly. Every page was blank. He laughed. What am I supposed to do with this? Fill it. With answers? The keeper shook his head. With questions. Lucian looked down at the empty pages. For the first time, they did not disappoint him. They excited him. Months later, Lucian returned to his classroom. His students expected another lecture. He stood before them, opened the blank book, and asked, "What is something you believe to be true, that you have never questioned?" The room became silent. A young student slowly raised her hand. Lucian listened. He did not interrupt. Another student spoke, then another. Lucian's room bloomed with questions, not answers. Years passed. Lucian became an even greater teacher. Yet whenever someone introduced him as the wisest scholar in the kingdom, he laughed. I'm afraid you've mistaken me for someone else. Then he would open the worn little book he still carried everywhere. Its pages were no longer blank. They contained thousands of questions. Most had never been answered. He treasured those most of all. Many years later, the traveler passed through Lucian's village again. He stopped outside the old school. Above the doorway, someone had carved a sentence into the stone. Enter with what you know. Leave wondering what you don't. Through the open window, the traveler heard an old man's voice, not giving an answer, asking a question. The traveler smiled and continued down the road. Because ignorance was never the greatest enemy of wisdom, the greater danger was becoming so certain of what we knew that we stopped looking for what we didn't. Carry this wisdom with you, and may your path always lead toward peace. Until next time, keep seeking what truly matters. One story, one lesson, one life changed. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.